Hey, good morning. I'm trying not to use my bedroom voice, but good morning. Um, I'm actually not going to hold this trade. Um, well, not hold it. You know what I mean? Like keep it running. I'm actually um, I don't know. I'm in a little bit of a weird headspace, which is kind of why I wanted to um, just get on and do like some Ethereum. And when I say weird, it's not bad. It's not negative. It's just I'm focused enough to know what I'm looking at and looking for, but yeah, I could just see like my attention is kind of wavering in a couple of different places, um, which is not good. Usually, we do these types of things when you can steady your mind and you've got like a singular focus in terms of what you're looking to execute on in a particular plan. So yeah, for me, I don't know, maybe the fact that and I get up early every day, so there's no work for me today. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap the stream. Probably not this so much. It's just a couple of other things that I want to do, and kind of clear my mind, clear my head. So I appreciate those of you that tuned in this morning. I will before I go though. And we're on okay, that's locked. Um, when I came in and you see how I marked everything up, um, I like to say that I'm pretty consistent with, how I mark certain things up. I know I didn't annotate this back here, but this would have been um, what I would recognize as the close 4:15 p.m. Right, and this is my 6 p.m. open. So this was basically like my opening range here. I selected this as a sell side up to 7 o'clock. So basically, this would have been the high. I just didn't mark it only because it had been taken out, and this was basically the quote unquote turnaround, which was my manipulation. That's what the man BSL is, manipulated buy side, which ended up being the high of Asia. And then, as I've talked about before, this is an out of session liquidity sweep. So this occurred at midnight or 12:05. So it's not to say it didn't happen. It's just to say that I've kind of annotated it. So if price does actually proceed to come back, I would still look for a reaction at this level, even though this has happened. Might be a wick through and then a pullback, and then it may continue to run, or it may just run right through it. But these are the types of things that I like to kind of just annotate. And then obviously London session clearly takes this out, so this isn't really a thing anymore. Um, but this in confluence with, excuse me, now that I go back and I look at this and see how I was off drawing my candle range. That's probably a little bit better. I just kind of went back and there are a couple of schools of thought here. So on the 4 hour, we're within this 6 a.m. candle range, which is a I guess you could say it's a primary or a high liquidity run. This is a 7 a.m. from Friday, so we've closed back inside this candle. One, that's two, that's three, that's four. This potentially is going to be five. Um, this was a closure inside where obviously it would have been some level of profitable, but the way we look at candle ranges, you've taken out buy side up here. You look for it to take out this candle range low at some point. So that was the thought process, and the probability of taking this position, it does not mean that we can't get run out or stopped out. So when I went up in time frames, I went to the weekly and then I backed into the daily time frame. So what I was looking at here, again, just for clarity's sake, and I know that it wasn't something I articulated. Um, I just looked back at like the highest high, which is why I came back here, and I was like, okay, so this was a previous high. I should be able to put that on here. Yeah. So I was looking at this, and then I just came to the right and said, okay, did we have a liquidity sweep? And we did actually. This one here, very minimal. This one wasn't obvious, and then a closure back inside. So I didn't necessarily have to go back through all of this to look at the range because all I did essentially was say, okay, we had a liquidity sweep here, but it's not as if we had like an accumulated, like a lot of accumulation in price. And what I mean by accumulation in price is like this rectangle that I'm drawing. Well, I'll stop right here. So like basically, it wasn't as if, price had a small range below, right? Or a small run up into like a fixed price range where when you have this liquidity sweep and there's this precipitous drop off that you potentially come back up in here and then continue short. It wasn't a tight range. I also didn't have to look back and see, okay, well, where did it come from? I can see where it came from, which was in here. So that's why I came up to the weekly, looked to see if we had liquidity taken. Liquidity was taken. And then it was just a matter of, okay, well, let me follow this back a little bit. And you've got fair value here, excuse me, which could make the case for, again, higher price because this is an accumulation. It's just a longer term accumulation in here, and I know I'm doing that, but I will say this is a longer term accumulation, which could lead to, and then again, it just depends on the price action. It could lead to a distribution, or it can lead to another push higher, because this isn't an all-time high. This is just a liquidity. We just had a liquidity sweep back here, so this could be to accumulate additional to run this high. That's kind of how, and I didn't squeeze all the way out, but and understanding and recognizing that this is crypto. Take that all-time high and running all-time highs with a grain of salt. But yeah, just looking back here, there's my fair value, and then I just drop down to the daily to kind of examine this to say, okay, well, what's the expectancy or what's the possibility? We've already tapped into fair value here, all right, for this bounce, which created this fair value. We've accepted a consummate encroachment here. I know some would say, well, I understand you're saying that, but we don't see it. I would say that that's accepted. That's pretty close. It's not exact, but it's close enough for me to say, okay, well, we pretty much accepted that, and that's a sharp enough rejection at the open to push. So, but again, it's just my thought and how I see it, and obviously back down to my 5 minute to see how this plays. Ooh, sorry. To see how this ends up playing out, if it plays out at all at this point. So yeah, that's that. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for checking in with me this morning, and yeah, maybe I'll be back later on this evening. Actually, we will be back later this evening for futures open at 6 p.m. I don't know how long we'll go tonight. Yeah, I don't know how long. And then maybe we'll open like, I'll start the stream maybe at like 6:45 or something like that. Um, we could just kind of evaluate what that first 45-minute open is going into a shortened holiday week, and yeah, we'll just go from there. So again, yeah.